Good morning, everyone. Welcome to American Scousers Morning Coffee or Tea with American Scouser on a Friday morning. I have not had this mug in action for quite some time over here. It's Reckless Friday time because I do have a rotation when the girls come home. They're in shock because I'm like, "What are you doing? Like that's Tuesday. Don't use Tuesday's mug. Put Tuesday back."
What a wildcat you, man.
Yeah, they think, they pretty much think I'm out of control, but they've thought that for a while. So there's that. Yeah. We are a little bit late because we were doing anything and everything possible to talk Liverpool, avoid talking Liverpool. And then we were sharing some like crazy life stories. But Cozzy's back. What's happening?
I'm good, mate. Yeah. Healthy as that stage, but not happy, but we're healthy. In terms of happy in life, but not Liverpool life, if you know what I mean. But
I'm not even healthy. I was telling you before we went on air, like took a tumble last night on the deck, on the snow, ice. And here's the irony, like I think I warned Angie throughout the evening because we were out in like the hot tub and stuff. I must have probably said at least 5 times, "Hey, careful ice, hey, careful ice." And then of course, I come out, slide, land on my side on the decks, like steps, yada yada yada. It hurts like a bitch today still.
A little VAR check. A little VAR for the dive. Timucin there.
I did, yeah. It was gonna be like, well, I want to see if it was intentional or not. I want to see if she pushed me or pulled me or something.
She's pouring water there 20 minutes before.
Hey, can you come out for a minute? Like, but yes. So, and then I wake up and I see the press conference, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a Liverpool game tomorrow. So we're back to where we were over here. And I'm really worried about this game. I did not get to watch. I just watched the highlights for the Chelsea game that Leeds played.
Oh, yeah.
But Leeds away is always tricky anyway. I find it almost Crystal Palace-ish. That place can get pretty difficult pretty fast. And the way we are, I think we were like talking about this with my brother when we were doing Rival Bros. We have become freaking united, unfortunately, where you don't know which team is going to show up and what we're going to play and how it's going to turn out. And I can see, sadly, like a 5 to 10 minute period where we just like get knocked out. And that's kind of like my concern going into tomorrow. Football flashback. What's going on, man?
Yeah. We're a really bad football team. Like really bad. Like one of the worst sides in the league. And when you're one of the worst sides in the league, every single game looks like a banana skin. And that's a problem. But Liverpool have played that hand. They played their way into this position and they've got to play their way out of this position. The way you do that is by winning football matches. The way you do that is by creating chances. Liverpool do a lot of things that bad football teams do, which makes them a bad football team. It doesn't mean they're bad players. We have quality all over the pitch. But collectively, we're really, really bad. And Ellen Road away at 5:30 in the middle of December, even if Liverpool were top of the league, was always going to be a tough game.
Yeah.
And it's now been exponentially tougher because Leeds has just had a brilliant win a few days before at home under the same circumstances and had a really good win. So, yeah, it's going to be hard. I actually think Liverpool will get beat, but we'll probably get to that. And, yeah, we are where we are. And shit.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Like, it's hard to be optimistic. It's a lot easier to be pessimistic. So you would think, it's bread and butter for me. But no, I'm trying to find reasons to be optimistic now, and there are some, but unfortunately, not a lot.
Can I have a couple of those sums that you think to reasons to be optimistic? Can I have a couple of the reasons?
Well, I mean, the only way is up is the easiest one, right? It can only get better is the easiest one, and I feel like there is so much quality. I just see like how much of a difference that confidence makes, like in everything that you do. Like it's like if anybody wanted a case study, just take this team. I think it's a great case study because you can see in everything we do, we lack confidence right now. And for the most freaking part, it's the same people who could have done some of those passes with their eyes closed, or you could say, close your eyes. Where's Robertson now? Where's this guy right now? And they could probably point, where everybody's at. Whereas now it's like, I don't even know if he's on the pitch. Kind of like it's just like nobody knows what the hell's going on. There's like so much lack of confidence. That's why I don't know who's going to show up. Football Flashback says he put on a bet on Cozzy to start tomorrow. 10-1 odds.
They are great odds. So for people who don't understand gambling, 10-1 means if you put $10 on, you lose $10 because he's not starting.
Yeah,
But,
see, this is like when you live in the Nevada, Vegas area. You get really knowledgeable about this stuff.
yeah, I mean, so yeah, and I get what you're saying. Confidence is a key and things like that. But Liverpool, Tim, don't create chances, which is what a bad football team does. We don't create anything. We don't move the ball quick. We're pessimistic when we have possession. Our best player this season's been Szoboszlai, but in my opinion, I think he's also our biggest problem at the moment. And I'll tell you why. He's very good at beating the press. He's very good pressing the ball. But the problem is the rest of the team don't press. So when he goes with the forward, he's leaving 40 yards of space, and they always have an easy pass out. And then before you know it, their centre mid, for example, against Sunderland, Xhaka could just turn on the ball and run 30 yards into our midfield. When you have players who don't know what their job is in the lineup, it's a humongous problem, especially in centre midfield. I think Szoboszlai's been brilliant this year, and I wasn't his biggest fan last, but I think he's been brilliant. He's been our best player.
Is that on him though, by the way? Because this is what I would complain about Nunez in the past and his pressing. It's like, dude, we're not all going, so you're just wasting your own energy going there by yourself.
I think he has the Bruno Fernandes effect at the moment on United, where he's just trying to do it all himself, which doesn't help anyone.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I'll just take this. And I don't, by the way, I like that leadership. I like because I've called out Szoboszlai before. I think for his stature, in terms of his size, his physicality, his ability on the ball, his off the ball, captain of his country, I think he should be leading our team more.
Mm-hmm.
And that, you know what I mean? He's at a great age where you go, I'm going to take this by the scruff of the neck kind of deal. I'm going to hold people accountable on the pitch. And I don't think he does that enough. I think he could do that. The problem is, though, mate, when you're going to bait, you've got to get everyone else to come with you. And if no one else comes with you, you just kind of got to sit in kind of a mid-block, keep your shape.
Yeah.
If you intercept the ball, then you go quick. That's, you know what I mean? We just seen Nottingham Forest at home a couple of weeks ago. Lads have 30% of the ball and batting us.
But I think that's the guy who's trying to lead but doesn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Because, I mean, that's the worst spot to lead, where you're pressing by yourself. If that's not in the plan and you're making everybody else look bad, that they're not running. It's like, dude, we were not supposed to go. That's not the trigger for the press or whatever the case might be. Because it becomes too obvious when he goes by himself. And honestly, I think as fans, most fans, I should say, see that and be like, hey, at least he's running, pressing. But that's not running, pressing. I had the same criticism of Nunez when Nunez was playing. That's not pressing, that's running. I mean, these are professional football players. One guy running at him, they're just going to play around you like you're not even there. And they're just going to keep moving. Now we got one guy less over there. Everybody shifted along. I think it's almost like he wants to inject some energy and he doesn't know how to do it.
Exactly, yeah. But there's also a part where I think, again, that comes back to the manager to go, hey, don't go. Where are you going? And do you know what I mean? There's also that part of going, hey, there has to be some kind of direction again from the coach to come in and go, you can't be going there. You can't be doing this. It feels like sometimes he's running around with his head cut off. And by the way, Szoboszlai is the lowest down possible on the list in that aspect.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What problems are. All I'm saying is sometimes when you're struggling, it's not awful to keep a shape, It's not the worst thing in the world just to keep a bit of a shape and just stay in the game and don't get battered every week. I'm just, my thoughts on the manager, right, mate? And I'm not here for Liverpool to say, oh, I want the manager out. I want whoever's in charge for Liverpool to win footy matches, and I don't care who it is. So right now, Arne Slot is in charge for Leeds. So I want Liverpool to win. I want Liverpool to win games. I don't care who's in charge. I don't care if David Moyes is in charge if Liverpool win games. I don't care. But Liverpool have to win games. And this manager is showing to me consistently that he doesn't have an idea on how to change it. He can't stop the rot. He can't just sit it in for 6 weeks. We can sit here making top selections, and I'm happy to get into that with the case is a great example, right? Sometimes you just have to throw the shit at the wall and see what sticks. The manager's continually showing me that he can't throw shit at the wall. Why can't he just turn a game into a basketball match, Tim? For one game and go to Leeds. We're going to play Isak, Ekitike, Wirtz, Salah. We'll have one number 6. Whoever that is, Szoboszlai is a 6 even. Drop the other 2 frauds who are playing centre mid at the moment. And we're just going to try and win a game 5-3. And just try.
See, I don't know about that, because then
So what are you putting at risk, though, Tim? Losing footy matches, we do anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not. I mean, I want something that is going to continue. You're not going to keep playing like that. So I want something. That's why, like, trying something like that is like I don't know what it does. It might do something for one game, but you're not going to do it again next week and the week after the week after. If anything, I would have liked to see us play slightly differently, but I think this is how he wants to play. I think somebody was talking about Mecca in the comments earlier. I think it's just like this is the instructions that are given. It feels like I think we've gone from look, at least in the past, you had control, but within that control, and maybe Slot didn't like this, but we had some people. At least we had a couple of people taking chances. As much as shit as I gave Trent with his defending and stuff, you had one guy trying the pass, trying the risky pass. You had Diaz on the left-hand side who would actually take on people. And sometimes we criticize that, right? Like he's ending like in the middle or he's ending right next to Mo and stuff like that. But it feels like it's very predictable. I find us very easy to defend. And that's probably my concern there. Like when I watch us, like that was the Sunderland game. Yeah, they kept great shape. Great shape is easy to keep when the two guys in the middle are passing next to each other as slow as can be, because you don't even have to move. You're taking one step to the right, one step to the left. That's about it. We don't move the ball fast. We're still trying to break it down the middle, but we can't. We don't get it out wide. I just don't understand that's probably my frustration is when we have that, for example, in the Sunderland game. I'm like, what are we trying to do? I thought putting Curtis Jones, for example, was a good move. So that's where you see like a tactical move. You're like, okay, see, that's smart now because we can do, and we kept forcing it to the right. But like, why did we wait till what was that, like 75th minute or something to do that?
Even like when people go, the last 10 against Sunderland, we played, but he's never starting that team. Who finished the game in the last 10 against Sunderland. That's just pedal to the metal, batshit crazy. And sometimes this is what I'm saying a little bit. That can just work. And I know what you're saying. You want to see kind of like a style of play which is going to get us, on a consistent run and things like that. But sometimes you've just got to win football matches in the short term and then deal with a tactical way of playing in the long term. But right now, he has to win footy matches. His job's on the line. We all know it. His job's on the line. You can't continue to lose games at Liverpool and play like that. The question I keep asking myself, Tim, and this is the question I think, it's not about is he the right manager? That's not the question in terms of this season. The question is Liverpool is still in a rebuild. So Liverpool probably still need 3 centre-halves in the summer. If Konate goes, especially need 3 centre-halves.
If Konate goes,
a right winger, a centre mid, and a left winger. So Liverpool are probably going to do another 300 to 400 million, whether we like it or not, in the next 2 windows at least. They might squeeze Mark A in, for example. I don't know. The question is, and this is the Edwards and Hughes question, do you trust this manager to get the best out of the signings that you want to make and bring into this club? Do you trust this style of play? It's not about you trusting to win games, because Liverpool can have a transition season this season. We can go through it if you believe in the manager's ability to get the best out of the players that you're going to bring in.
Don't you think we got that answer this summer, though, when they spend that?
No, because I actually think he's been... so this is where I feel sorry for the manager. I actually think he's been hard done by on the Gay situation. I really think he's been hard done by. Because let's be frank, Konate wouldn't be playing all these games if Mark A was there. Do you know what I mean? So he's been played into a corner with Konate, and I get that part in that aspect. So I do feel sorry that the team is very much lopsided. Liverpool are the only team in the world who can sign loads of players and look so unbalanced. It's a joke. We are so unbalanced in certain positions. I would argue that Liverpool, again, the Mark A situation, he's bang unlucky with Leone, so I feel sorry for him in that aspect.
Yeah.
When you actually go to the forwards, Ekitike hasn't been as good as what people have been saying he is. I think he's been poor the last 6 weeks. I really do. Isak has come in, but you knew what you were getting out of Isak when you were going to sign him so late anyway. So that was the hand that you kind of dealt yourselves. I think not replacing Luis Diaz, not in terms of what the ability of what Luis Diaz played. It's because Cody Gakpo's just playing so many minutes, and I can't be arsed looking at him. Liverpool not signing a centre mid. I actually think I can feel sorry for the manager in that aspect. I can give you, you know what I mean, all the care in the world there, but you still need to find a way to get the best out of the players that you've got. You still need to find a way of playing. You still need to win footy matches. You should still be in better. Liverpool deserve to win 2 games this season, 3 games. We've deserved to win, which is wild, isn't it? Like, that's not good enough, Tim. Whether I'm not. This is Liverpool Footy Club, right? And our standards should be higher. And the people now who were like, kind of, well, just get top 4. That wasn't the target at the start of the season. It wasn't the target. Yes, we could argue we overachieved last season, but he wins the league on 82. Yes, we all agree we would have got 90 if we needed 90. But he wins the league on 82. The league was tied off in March. He's been bang lucky that the league was won on such a low amount. So I do feel sorry for the manager in the aspect of the squad's been left. But I don't feel sorry for him because I think other managers can get the better out of Ekatike. I think other managers get better out of Isaac and Wirtz. Do you know what I mean? I just think, have we seen enough of the manager trying to get his best players on the pitch at all times, like in terms of his attacking players? Do you know what I mean? I just don't think we've seen enough of it.
I don't know what Bickler says. I don't know how to feel sorry for a manager with 400 million window. I don't know. Like, you had 180 of that or whatever on the 2 strikers that you have up top, but you're leaking goals left and right. So really, the issue has been where, and that's probably my only concern with. I am still slot in to answer the deluded Steve. I think he's not gonna. You got to give him at least till like the January, but it goes back to what you're saying. If you're going to make some moves in January, aside from Gahey, which is the one we're kind of assuming is already
hopefully.
Right, then you got to make up your mind, because you don't want to do what United did with every single manager, like Ten Hag and stuff like that. They're like, I just 200 million, spend this. Well, you suck, you're gone. It's like, and the new guy comes in and says, who the hell bought these guys and stuff. So I understand in that sense. I guess my thing with this setup is, and we see it now, it works when you don't concede. So I think in that sense, yes, I feel bad because you're kind of like very poor in the back now. You haven't had a right back-to-back weeks, it feels like an actual natural right back be able to play back-to-back weeks. But we kind of knew this with Bradley. I don't think we knew this with Frimpong, right? Because we were like, Bradley will be out, Frimpong will be there. We didn't think they were going to be like Frimpong would have this much of an injury issue. What happens is when you don't have the lead, that control and everything looks bad. When you have the lead and when you're up 1-0, like, I don't know, like even the West Ham game, I know we were all panicky because of the last, month or whatever. But that game last year, we're like, oh, we cruised to another slot victory is how we would view it. Now we view it differently because we're in a panic mode. We're like, we can concede any minute now and stuff. But when you fall behind, the system does not look right because it's very slow. It's very controlled. And, if you don't want to press, like you're saying, if you're going to keep your shape, you can't, because the other team is up now. You got to go get the ball. You got to create and stuff. So it's not like, you know what, we'll take the leads. We'll keep our shape. You do your thing. I guess I never see a backup plan for where we are now, where we are conceding goals. This whole system is based on not conceding, winning 1-0, 2-0, controlling the game, playing it out. So when you fall behind, it just looks, and here's the thing, when you keep throwing those attacking players, I've been saying this for a month now, it literally looks like a 12-year-old playing FIFA and no game plan. If the more attacking players out there, somebody will do something, kind of a deal.
We got Chiesa centre half against Sunderland. Like, I'm just at the stage where I think the manager himself, I do feel he doesn't know how to get the best. He's struggling, man. Like, really, I don't know what to do here. It feels like he doesn't know what to do tactically. The comment that he made in the post-match against Sunderland, it's up there with some of the Arteta quotes from last season.
Okay, but that's taken out of context. I put that clip yesterday. That is totally taken out of context. That's what I'm against, this whole slot out thing. Things are bad the way it is. We don't have to pull it different ways to make it look worse. But that's not what he's saying there.
No, to say that when you're playing against a low block, that you need a set piece or kind of a moment of magic to break it down.
But that's taken out of context.
Of course.
The question is why he took Gakpo out and why he put Mo in. And I think he's talking, when he says magic, he's talking about in terms of you got to be able to beat 1v1, like on the wing.
Of course.
That's what he means by magic. He doesn't mean like juggle it all the way in and score. Of course. He's just talking about being able to beat the person in front of you.
Yeah,
but when they clip it just like that, it looks, because when I heard it, I was like, that's fucking, what the fuck is he talking about? But when you listen to the whole thing, I know what he's saying.
I understand what he's saying. My argument is, though, mate, in terms of beating the men in the one-on-ones, and he wants them to dominate the one-on-ones more. We don't dominate all over the pitch anyway. We don't we haven't got the Sally's passing proves that he has no idea, and he is waiting for a moment of magic in terms of that. McAllister gets McAllister. Fuck me, he got the ball against Sunderland when Liverpool are doing, again trying to pull them out, trying to pull them. He's taken 4 touches before he gets a pass off.
Yeah,
but like
just very slow.
Why isn't he getting hooked straight away? Like Konate's been appalling this season, appalling. We all know. But he's getting hooked on the 50th minute consistently for the centre mid to go and play there. But he keeps playing these lads in, waiting for this moment of magic. No one's got an incisive pass. No one can pass forward. And what I mean by that is that when you're playing against a low block, I can't explain this yesterday in the Thursday show. When you're playing against a low block, 10 behind the ball, we've seen Liverpool do this in City. They've been on countless occasions. Your 2 centre halves, or your 2 centre mids, and your 2 wingers, or your 2 full backs, right?
Yeah.
The worst thing you can do when you're a fullback is to pass to this one. Because you'll pass to that one, then it goes there. You have to miss one out. The reason why you miss one out and the pass gets further to come to him is because someone will come out and try and intercept that ball. And when they come out, that guy puts the inside pass in.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you break down a low block in terms of that. And then you hope that your number 10, like your Wirtz, gets the ball on the half turn, turns, got a bit of space, bang, it plays a pass, and then you're in. What we were doing is just passing the ball to Gravenberch and McAllister, let's say.
Yeah.
And McAllister's just taking 3 or 4 touches. And they're not coming out, just staying there, and then just going back out one.
And that's what I'm saying. As a defender, you're like, okay, like go for it, like knock yourself out. There's nothing to defend there. You're not even wearing it down.
We are the easiest team in the world to defend.
Yeah.
Like, we are the easiest team in the world to play against. I'm being genuinely serious here, Tim, right? And this is how bad it's got for Liverpool. If you ask the Wolves manager, who do you want to play this weekend? Who do you think he'll pick? He'll fancy Liverpool. That's how bad he is. He would they just lost to Forest. They would sit there and go, fuck me, if we go 1-0 against them, their heads will fall off. Do you know what I mean? If you just get a set piece against these lads, I'll put Strand Larsen on. Strand Larsen wins a big header, win what? You know what I mean? He'll probably think, yeah, go on, give me them. That's how bad we are. We are one of the worst teams in the league. Like, it's set up. Our tactics are awful. We look like the most uncoached team in the world. Like, we don't look coached. Do you think we look coached?
Is it coaching, though, like what Van Dijk does? Is that coaching?
What do you mean?
Like what Van Dijk does before the goal. Your best center back, your leader doing that. That's not coaching.
I agree with that. Van Dijk's appalling for the goal. Horrific. And again, I'll hold my hands with that. But the 45 minutes in the first half is coaching.
That's fair. That's fair.
We didn't create anything. We don't create a chance. We were creating 4 chances a game for Darwin Núñez to blaze 6-yarders at the post and over the bar. And then we can't get the ball to Isak. Like, we can't get the ball to him. Who's Liverpool's best chance creator this season? Does anyone actually know? I do. It's Mo Salah.
Isn't it?
Gakpo's second, Salah's top.
Oh, really? So
Salah's had all the shit.
Pretty bad if that Mo passed them not playing, because I know for a while it was Gakpo, right?
It was Gakpo, yeah. Salah's created 28 chances for Liverpool this season. Gakpo's created 25. So my argument, and Salah's had all the stick in the world. So sometimes, in my opinion, rightly so, we think he's been poor in games. I think he's been poor. But he's trying to create chances. And so he's trying to get the ball to his forwards or create chances for Wirtz and players like that. So that, to me, is a player. And players like Gakpo, and who can be frustrating as hell. You've got to keep trying to create. Liverpool don't try and create chances in the first half. Liverpool just play games in 45 minutes in the second half. And just write first half off.
We play like a team that's like, let's take like when an away team comes to like Anfield or something like that. Let's do the 10-15 minutes. Let's not concede in the beginning.
Yeah, we do that.
And if we think we play like that the entire first half, it feels like, right? Like, let's just slow everything down for a little bit over here. Then we'll score. And I know that's overconfidence. I mean, Bob says if you have not scored, I'm not about like defending Slot. I'm just saying right now is not I mean, somebody put in the comments Stevie G as an interim coach. I mean, let's not do this.
I don't think that's the right idea. I just think if you're going to make the change, just go and get the lad that you wanted. If it's Iriola, for example, just go and get him in. And you know what I mean? Like if it's him, just go and do it. By the way, I won't leave mid-season. It's Bournemouth. It's Liverpool. Of course he's leaving mid-season. Like, I love this conversation, Tim, and managers around the world want to be the manager of Liverpool. They want to be the manager of Liverpool. Liverpool don't make many changes. Liverpool have had about 9 managers in 30 years. Liverpool do not make many changes. They want to walk in and go, fucking hell, I've got Vert and Isaac. This is amazing. I've got Virgil van Dijk and Alisson. This is great. They can make me look like a world beater. So Liverpool can go on a track, literally apart from maybe Enrique and Guardiola and Arteta, any manager in the world would want to manage Liverpool. So let's bar that out. In terms of the interim part, I'm not into it, of course. I'm not into that. I'm into just go and get the lad who you want in and just go, listen, mate, if you make the change now, let's just say you make the change now, you walk in with a new manager for Tiriola and go, you're 2-3 points at the top 4. We'll go and get you Mark Gay, put us in the top 4. We'll go and get you those players that we've all spoke about in the interview, and we'll kick on next season. That's the conversation that you're having. But you don't do a Steven Gerrard till the end of the season. I'm not into that. You go and get the manager in now, go and get the signings that you want to, and kind of discuss the manager, who the targets are, and kind of go from there.
And I think that's why I'm like, if it's, I mean, like, for example, if you're going to go bring Nagelsmann in, if that's your guy that you're going after, that's the one, I'm okay with that. I'm not going to be like, oh, they did, they did Slot wrong or anything like that. I mean, the proof is in the pudding kind of a deal. We see the play, we see the results. It's the kind you're going to say, hey, this is the business here. He did win last year, but it's a result-based business. What can you do? I'm not, but to move him just to move him, that's what I'm against. To move him just to move him, to clip something to make him look bad, to take a snapshot making our press look bad, whereas you could have taken that snapshot in any game that Klopp managed, and you can probably find a spot where people are kind of like off where they're at. Those are the things that I'm against, because you don't need those. You already see the results. And honestly, like, more than play, this is a result-based business. You can play the best football ever, right? You can dominate. You can look great. If you're not winning, nobody gives a fuck. At the end of the day, it's the results. So nobody would be like, but we're playing great, guys. Doesn't matter, right? If you're not winning, doesn't matter how you're playing. And honestly, you can play ugly and win. I would argue we didn't play very beautiful last year, but we didn't concede. So we won 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, and then we kept going. As long as you keep racking the 3 points, you know how it is. In the beginning of the season, everybody's like, it's early in the season. The most important thing is the points now. And then there's like a 3-week period, and then it's the end of the season. All you matter is like the 3 points now. So it doesn't matter. It's the 3 points that freaking matters. If you don't have a plan, like, to come in and actually take over, this whole interim thing is stupid. I'd rather have, I guess that's my stance. I'd rather have Slot stay than have an interim manager.
But yeah, and I probably agree with that. I would probably agree with that. But if the options are, if the board think there's another manager who can get better out of these players and get more out of the signings that you're going to bring in, and you can get him now, then you do it now. That's all my argument is. To me, Tim, I don't know about you. It feels like now it's more.
But that's not an interim manager. You're getting somebody. You say,
yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah, I feel like now it's more of a when and not if the manager stays. I actually feel like it's more of a when. That's what it's getting to the stage as, which is kind of like, it could be a when for 6 weeks and then you got the manager in that they want. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah. We don't know. I just feel like we are getting to the stage. It just feels like last nothings consistently. He's just doing things that are killing people. Sometimes, Tim, I always think about this a lot with managers. And this is a part of the man management situation and being not just man management players, but also man managing fans. Fans clearly want to see Chiesa start a game. They just want to see it. So sometimes you just got to give it to them and just go, there's Chiesa starting a game, and just let the fans walk into Anfield and go, fucking hell, Chiesa starting, yes, sir. And we all have a big sing-song. And the crowd gets up and everyone has a bit of a laugh. Because football's meant to be a bit of a laugh. And sometimes you just got to cater to them. And he's not even doing that. He's not even giving the ones that you want to even get a game. Sometimes it's okay. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to go, FSG were great at this with Kenny Dalglish. They went, okay, well, yeah, you're chatting. We'll give you Kenny Dalglish. Dalglish didn't work out for 18 months, and then you could sit there and go, right, that was your opinion. You had your laugh for 18 months. You've won a trophy.
You had your say.
you've had no. Honestly, you've come on the back of Benitez and Odshoon and that. It was just awful, and you wanted a bit of a laugh and a bit of a cheer and a bit of a sing-song. You've had all that for 12 and 18 months. Can we get down to real business and then kick on? So the club have done this in terms of a manager. Sometimes as a manager, you've just got to do it in terms of players and getting the players on the pitch that they want to see, and just go. Because let's be honest, mate, if that team comes out, even if it's Leeds away, and go, "Fucking hell, Chiesa starting," how excited would you be? You'd be like, "Oh my god, this is different."
Here's my thing. That would have been good to do. I don't think it matters away at Leeds. I think it would have mattered at home against Sunderland. Because I kept saying it on this. I mean, it felt like it was an away game or something. Because it was so freaking quiet and dead in there. And I understand you got to see something from the pitch. Yeah. But fuck's sake, sometimes it has to come a little bit from the stand. It was so lifeless in there. A move like that does bring the life, right? Like it gets the crowd in from the get-go. Because that did not feel like a home game.
No.
And I understand, like, you got to see something to get excited or whatever. And I think that's kind of like what we're lacking. By the way, I was thinking that, I think I was telling my brother this. Like, you don't have, no, actually, I was telling Angel, like, you need sometimes, I mean, we've been to games, right? Sometimes you need somebody, and I don't want to be like, you know, like keen over here or anything, but pick a fight. Put a tackle, pick a fight. As he would say, smash into somebody, right? Because sometimes that's all you take. Even if it's like against, I know like against the ref now, you get the yellow card right away if not the captain, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Somebody just getting the crowd into the game. There was nothing. I understand you're not playing well. Well, you could have a hard tackle, get in somebody's face after you got fouled or whatever. It's like we're too nice.
But with we have no dark heart at all. I've talked about this. I think the one bit of dark heart I've seen all season was when Paqueta went back over to the ref and Van Dijk just went standing next to the ref, went, go ahead, go and get yourself sent.
Here.
Like, go on then. Like, yeah. So why is my goalkeeper stopping him getting sent off?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? I don't care if he's your international teammate. I don't care if it's your brother.
Jones was there. I was like, I get Alisson. What are you
doing? Honestly, I couldn't believe it. And then Van Dijk clearly used his head and went, if you're going to go back over, mate. And literally Van Dijk went like that.
Yeah. That was going to like push him towards.
Literally rolled out the red carpet to the referee. There you go. Crack on. We have no dark hearts. I always go back to it. There's a couple of things that have happened one thing that happened this season and then a few years ago. Do you remember the game when Arsenal come to Liverpool and Arsenal go 2-0 up with Xhaka?
Arteta made a scene on the sideline.
And then the crowd were like, no, you can come here and beat us, but you don't come here and get angry at us. And then Trent showed something. Trent left one in on Xhaka. He was murder. And then the crowd just went, you're not coming in and bullying us. Like, do you know what I mean? Absolutely not. Change the game. So sometimes it can be just like a tackle. It can be just like that. And then going back to the Forest game, I get Cody Gakpo bailing out of a 50-50 on the halfway line.
Yeah.
Didn't want to know. Didn't even want to get stuck in. Where I'd rather him get stuck in and go in for the proper crunching 50-50. Potentially get himself sent off. I don't think he will, by the way. I just think if he goes in, and you can just put yellow card both of them.
Probably.
And then the crowd just go, come on, then if you want the fight, we'll fight with you. If you want to put in the fight, we'll fight with you. No, instead, we're all passive and happy. And the City game's a great example. The disallowed goal, not one player's in the referee's face. Yeah, Van Dijk doing a little sarcasm. No, 10 players should be over. In the face.
Yes, I don't agree to that though, because that doesn't do anything anymore. I still don't understand why people are in front of the fucking ref when there's a VAR thing going. It's like, dude, he's not even doing anything. He's just standing here.
It's not about getting. I say this all the time. It's not about getting the Van Dijk one overturned. It's about getting the next one.
It's not about I get that, but now it's
so like down.
Well, if it's refereed properly, now you're supposed to get a yellow when you fucking. The crowding thing is what they're trying to stop supposedly with the yellows. By the way, I did make this joke in Discord. I was like, hey, I mean, are we away or is it like a tourist only day at Anfield and stuff? I never want to fucking hear about, the tourists are spoiling the atmosphere, by the way, because I highly doubt it was 99% tourists. The only time, even the Jota song was all fucking mopey and sleepy, except the Sunderland fans singing it. I'm like, what the fuck?
I think the Jota song now is a little bit of people don't know when to sing it or if they should sing it. I think that's why it was a bit subdued, let's say.
I think like people almost feel maybe they understand because there's been a lot of conversation over it that maybe we shouldn't be doing it and reminding these guys every single game. So it feels like half the stadium is like, I don't know, we should be doing this anymore. You know what I mean? Like compared to the first, I don't know, 6-8 weeks.
I agree with that. So, but I mean, I just want to see a team, Tim. I've seen some bad Liverpool teams. Really bad teams, right? Really, really bad football players. These actually are really good football players who were playing in an awful, awful form. We are so bad. But show me some fight. Show me
Yeah.
some heart and desire. If you're going to go out on your sword. Do you know what I mean? The Sunderland keeper doesn't break a sweat at Anfield. Doesn't make a save. The Sunderland keeper. That keeper should walk out when you get a point at Anfield. That keeper must walk out with blisters on his hands. That's what I want.
Yeah, it should be like standing on his head or something like that.
And then go, fucking hell, Liverpool have had 30 shots there. And the keeper, every time I want a team to pick up a point at Anfield or beat Liverpool at Anfield, I want the opposing keeper to be man of the match. That's what should happen.
Yes.
The opposing keeper
especially at home. Yes, at home. I agree.
Liverpool just lost 3-0 to Forest and Matt Sells didn't break a sweat. Did Matt Sells make a save? It's not good enough. It's nowhere near it. And
I think that's the frustrating part. But how much of that do you put on the manager? How much of that do you put on this is the same fucking team that won last year? Like percentage-wise, make me a pie.
I would say it's 75% manager.
Okay.
25% players. And the reason why I'm saying so, because the manager's picking these same players. And in terms of Canate, for example, Joe Gomez is now fit. He's played 2 games. Conor Bradley's meant to be back in the team for Leeds. He said that. He trained all week. So that's a means fit. Do Joe Gomez centre half and Conor Bradley right back. Let the crowd walk in when they're going up to Leeds on a fucking freezing cold Saturday night and go, fucking hell, this looks great. We'll try this then. And let's have a go at this. So that's on the manager. The manager's setup and system is not working. That's on the manager. The manager can try.
The aggression part I'm talking about.
I'm sorry?
The aggression part I'm talking about. How much of that?
Yes.
Some of it goes back to what you're saying. Then put guys in if you're not happy with their efforts.
Yeah.
Put a guy in who you will be happy with their efforts.
Correct.
But how much of it is when you see some of these guys that are kind of going, it feels like they're just going through the motions, that they couldn't be bothered. They're like, ugh, another weekend, another game. Like that's just like almost like how they look sometimes. How much of that is on the manager? How much of that is in the players?
I think in terms of, I think it's both. I would say it's more on the manager because the manager has to set the tone. What is our first, and the reason why this is where the aggression comes from, what is our pre-match conversation, the pre-match chat going into games? Because we go out in the first half and look like we haven't kicked the ball before. Do you know what I mean? And if the manager's not happy with that, I've seen him, I know Kerkers is a bit different, but I've seen him hook Kerkers off in the first half against Burnley. I know we had booking and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so I've seen him do it. Why can't he? You could sit there after the first 30 minutes and go, McAllister, that's not good enough. You're hooked. You're hooked. Why can't you keep playing the same lads who are not setting the tempo for you and setting the aggression? Gravenberch, mate, my lord, he gets away with murder because McAllister's been poor. But he's been dreadful as well. Dreadful. Like, he does one turn every 3 games and everyone goes, oh, what a player. Oh, stop it. Just fucking stop. Like, he offers you nothing. Defense. We are the only team, if you were going for top league titles, European and league titles around Europe, you don't play without a number 6. You still have a number 6. We don't have one midfielder who thinks defense first.
But that's not like we did that last year. But like Gravenberch is suddenly become this guy who just keeps taking off.
So why does he keep playing?
That's fair.
So you could sit there and by the way, we're all not Wataru Endo's best fan. We already know he's not at the level for Liverpool. But you could sit there and go to Endo, do me a favour for 45 minutes. Just in the game, 45 minutes. Let me get McAllister closer to Wirtz and go, can you just play as a number 6 on your own for 45 minutes? And let me get McAllister closer to Wirtz. And let's see what happens when Liverpool get a 1-0 lead in the first half.
Yeah.
Let's just see. Doesn't want to do it. Why can't he? So that's on the manager. You keep picking him. Why can't he just go to Curtis Jones, who you trust to play right back in games, and start right back? Can you just play in the number 6 on your own for 40 minutes? And let's just get McAllister alongside Wirtz. And let's just put some pressure on them in the first half. Not Liverpool. We'll just continue to play this.
It's almost like, I think, talking about that speech, I think the speech is so much more about, like I was saying, we go out to the game and we're like, let's kill the first time 15 minutes. Like that's, like, let's start calm. I don't think we go out there saying like, let's go kick some ass. I think we're going out there and we're like, let's calm things down. Let's, I think like but I think that goes to lack of confidence. You're not confident in what you're doing. So let's stay calm. Let's keep our heads in. Let's not concede, kind of a deal. And I don't like that. I heard this, by the way. I was going to ask you about this.
Totally.
Look, if this was February, March, I could go for that. And I could go for Gakpo pulling out of a tackle and stuff like that. I would say maybe. Especially, if you're like, not in the title race and stuff like that. I don't think McAllister's going out there thinking no, I gotta save my legs for 6-7 months from now.
No,
I just don't buy that.
No, he's just poor.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I mean, it's just yeah.
he's just bad. He's not playing well. We already know he's a quality football player. By the way, this is what's more frustrating to him. Like, we talk about the Hodgson days, and this is why right now, I think it's worse than the Hodgson days, and I'll tell you why. Hodgson didn't have the quality that Arne Slot's got. We already know, we've seen these lads perform to a high level, and that's what's frustrating. Do you know what I mean? I get it. I know it was depressing under the Hodgson years and things like that. I get it. Trust me, I know. I followed it. But, he didn't have, we had like Christian Poulsen and Paul Konchesky. This lad's got World Cup winners. He's got lads that we spent 100 million quid on. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are not bad footy players. These are good footy players. No one was complaining when we signed Isak. He's the second best striker in the world last year. Or third best striker at least, alongside Kane and Haaland. No one was complaining when you were signing the most sought-after player in Europe in Wirtz. These are good footy players playing in a system that's not working. So that's on the manager. You've got to design a system to get the best out of players. You can't sit there in the summer and go, I'll take Wirtz. What was the idea, Tim? I'll ask you this question. You've sat down with Wirtz. He's going, I might go to Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's what we've got an idea for you. Was the idea to play in right wing against Sunderland at all?
No, see, like Mateusz was actually. I remember Mateusz saying that, like, what do we sell this guy on? Like, because it definitely wasn't this. I remember he said this like a couple of months ago, and I think he said in the press conference today that he will be playing central in the long run. Yep. He's kind of like basically like blaming, but you're always going to have injuries. Like, I don't look at this team and say, yes, maybe defensively you don't have as many options, but like your front, like take the back five out, right? Yep. The front six, you have not had that many issues. Like, oh yeah, he came back from the national. He was out one game, like Wirtz and stuff. I don't consider the front. Isak came in late. Yeah. But I can't be like, oh, like so many injuries. I mean, somebody's going to be out. One guy's going to be out a week. One guy's going to be out 2 weeks.
26 players. Yeah.
Unless you plan to play Frimpong over like Mo initially, which I don't think you did. You were not going to do that anyway, which you didn't in the beginning when he was healthy, obviously. So I don't buy the injury thing. Defensively, I do. Because, tomorrow, when you have a right back, we saw instantly over even the last two games that we're not leaking chances like we were before when you have Joe Gomez there.
Yeah.
So when you have Bradley there, hopefully that will be different tomorrow. I just worry about like set pieces and stuff like that. But it's just my frustration comes from that's not really an excuse. If just play him center, I think that's why when you say let's try this, let's not fucking try anything. Let's fucking try what your original plan was. Even if you're losing games anyway, instead of constantly changing that plan, we should have kept going at it until we made it work.
And I get that. But there's a part of this where the manager's job's on the line. And he isn't still changing it. So he's still playing the same formation. He's still playing Gravenberch and McAllister. If I said to you now who's starting centre mid against Leeds, you're going to say Gravenberch and McAllister.
Yeah.
And so are Leeds. And that's a problem. Going back to the injury part, I agree with you. We're always going to have an injury somewhere. No one has 25 fit lads consistently. Yeah. But there's also a part of this, Tim. Endo, Rio, Chiesa, they're not options. The manager doesn't see them as options. So the question is for you, why are they here then? Why is Endo here then? Go and get a player who is an option, who you fancy playing now and then. Why is Chiesa here? If you don't, the reason why Chiesa's not an option, lads, before people say, oh, he plays, he doesn't start a meaningful football match. So I only count players who start meaningful football matches as options. And he doesn't. Rio is 17 years of age. He doesn't start footy matches. He's not an option. The only way I feel sorry for the injuries with the manager is Leone. I feel sorry for you. You get on his debut ACL is disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh, is anyone surprised Conor Bradley's injured?
Yeah, exactly. We already
3 years.
Are you surprised that Frimpong is so fragile?
I feel sorry for him. I can say he's got hard lines on Frimpong, but Frimpong was a work in progress when you signed him. He was playing right wing back for Bayer Leverkusen. But people laughed at me for all summer when I said he's not a right back. Literally, you remember this? I got destroyed.
I know we kind of can't play, but we still do.
And then inside 6 weeks of the season, he's playing right wing for Galatasaray away. He plays in right wing.
Yeah.
So is he going to play Conor Bradley right wing in any game? No. So that tells me he's not a right back. He's not a right back.
I guess my thing was, I mean, he can play your right back.
He can do
And
this. But so can Curtis Jones.
If the system you play, I don't know, like when you signed Kerkez and Frimpong, I think we more expected a system where those guys are both wing-backish backs. You know, I think Kerkez can be a left wing back, right? So we kind of expected more guys out wide, kind of going deep, right?
I thought Konate and Van Dijk will be there, and Gravenberch will be a little bit more, just 10 yards in front, 8 yards.
Well, maybe that's the problem. Gravenberch is in front of the other box now, so there's nobody back there.
Gravenberch and McAllister are just literally abandoning all centre midfield roles and getting alongside Wirtz. So whose fault is that? The manager, because he can change it. He can say, well, if you're not going to do the job I'm asking you to do,
and yes, that's
you are not playing. You can go to Curtis Jones and go, and whether you people like Curtis Jones or not, Curtis Jones is brilliant at doing a job for you. There's loads of players like that, by the way, who've been around the league. G-Stone Park being one, Ander Herrera being one when he was at United, James Milner being one at Liverpool. He will do the job tactically. If you tell him specific instructions, he will do it.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones, I think, could be that for Liverpool, because I think he has done that for Liverpool quite a lot. You could say to Curtis Jones, you're standing alongside these centre-half today, 10 yards in front. You're going to be Konate's pass out. Konate needs a pass. Yes. His right back is not going to be there because his right back's going to be further forward. I'm cutting in Gakpo and Salah, and we're going to bomb these on, but you've got to be the pass. So your job is today, when the centre-half get the ball, if they are not going to be passing it between them, they're passing it to you, because you can hold on to the ball. You can turn and go. That's it.
And I think that's the answer to what Trevor is saying. Like, can't play right. But I mean, I'm assuming he's talking about Frimpong. I think Konate played next to Trent. So, but then you had a midfielder dropping constantly, covering that gap and helping Konate there. I think that we don't have that. Like, everybody's like, what does Henderson do? Well, I mean, or what does Fabinho? Like, Fabinho doesn't help. Well, yeah, because he covered the back. So you could have, Trent and Robertson bombing up, but that's when the midfield has to drop. He wants to, but that's his thing. He wants to keep breaking down teams from the middle. And we've seen this before. Yeah. The problem with that is there was a sequence, I think it was the West Ham game, actually, that I was like, man, that took like literally 35 to 40 seconds. It looked great. It worked initially, but goddamn, we did like 45 seconds for like to set up a triangle to get Wirtz on the ball. Because, like McAllister back. I was like, Jesus, yes, I get it. It worked at the end, but it literally took 45 seconds to make that happen. You can't create a lot of chances if it takes you 45 seconds to get the ball in a semi-decent location in midfield. I just don't. That's probably the frustration. But having said all this, go ahead.
The question we have, though, Tim, regarding that, the manager has to figure out a way. It's not about just ripping up your formation. And I know what you're saying. We should just keep at it in terms of then get it right, and that's the way of playing. And that's a complete fair argument I can go along with. I'm at the other stage of the argument of like, I just want to see Ekatike, Isaac and Wirtz on the same pitch starting a game. I just want to see what they can do when you give them the ball. A few magic men, as you say, or you know what I mean, whatever you like. But the question is, Tim, if it's not working in terms of the style of play, the formation can stay. You need to figure out how to get space and time to Wirtz on the ball in the centre midfield. You need to figure it out. If you're not liking how if you think you're giving those instructions to those two midfielders to go and play like that, you shouldn't be in the job at Liverpool. You shouldn't, because that is.
I think that's where it's almost like I give you a puzzle piece of a starting 11. I already filled the fronts and the back, and you got to fill the middle accordingly to make it work.
Yeah.
Right? Like I told you, hey, these three are up there, these four are back here, these three empty slots, that's all you. And I think that's where we're lacking. You gotta find a combination there that makes the front work and the back work.
Yeah.
But
I would literally go
one that doesn't.
Mate, I would literally go this weekend. If he wants to keep the same formation, I would do Gravenberch and Jones. And I would go to Jones. Don't worry about him today. That fraud next year is not going to be there because he's just doing what he wants. He's going to go further up. Be the outlet pass for Konate and Van Dijk. You keep the ball so well, you can win so many fouls for us anyway. So if they want to press high, we'll win a foul, whatever it is. Use your little turn that you've got to beat a man for 2-3 yards. But by the way, after you beat the man, if you take more than 3 touches, you're off. It's 1-2 pass.
Yeah.
Turn him, 1-2, there you go, pass. Whether that's the left winger or the right winger or into Wirtz or over the top of these.
That's a big ask for Jones, though, to be fair.
But mate, he hasn't got a choice. This is
No,
what
I'm
I'm saying.
just saying, of all people to ask Jones to do that is a
Get the
lot.
ball off quick. But I also think Jones, when he came on, I thought he was really good against West Ham, to be honest, when he came on, because I thought he helped Vertels quite a bit. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes a player's got to help you. You have to. I put that video in the Discord yesterday of Milner holding people account.
Mm-hmm.
The Van Dijk thing at United away. I don't think. I'm not saying Jones can do that for you in that aspect, but I just think tactically you can give him instructions and he will follow. And I don't think the rest can in our midfielders. I don't think the rest can. That's all. I just think he can tactically do a job for you. You've asked him to do a job, but we all remember the City away game last year when he kind of plays
four midfielders.
And we were unbelievable tactically. He plays him kind of alongside Salah, I think, and it was just all a bit weird, that game. He's never done it since, by the way.
I mean, we kind of played almost a formation of it a couple of weeks ago, but it wasn't. Well, here's another thing. The guys were in form and confident at the time when we tried that against City.
Yeah.
They're not now.
But tactically, I just think that player can get you out of jail. And Liverpool, I don't know about you. I don't know. What would you do tomorrow for the centre mid? Forget that. We'll go through the others in a minute. I want to know about your centre mid.
I think you got to get Jones in there. I don't know who you take out. I blame personally Gravenberg, but I don't know. I know he's not going to take Gravenberg out.
No.
He's going to take Mac out because he's going to say he didn't have a full summer and stuff. Because the thing I kept praising about this midfield last year was the balance that McAllister and Gravenberg had. When he saw McAllister go up, he would drop. You know what I mean? They knew when Dida was going to go up. And that's why I was always against having Szoboszlai back there, because they did not have that. Szoboszlai would take off because he's an attacking player. So that's his first thoughts, is attacking going forward. That's why when this is not there this year, I mostly blame Gravenberg because he keeps taking off and not really doing a whole lot with it either.
Yeah.
When he's taking off, he's not even in the build-up. It's usually McAllister in the build-up.
I don't need you alongside Verts. I need you breaking the line with your power, your strength, your little half turn that you do have. I need you doing that. I don't need you alongside Verts. I need you to be breaking the lines for me, leading a press, letting the lads press you. That's why you've got to kind of be press resistant a little bit to get the space to these players. That's why when Ronaldo was such a freak. Yeah. Ronaldo was a freak and Firmino was a freak. We spoke about that last night on the actually it's something I want to bring up on the Thursday show when we talk about Isak and his lack of touches and things, and he's not getting involved in the game. This is what it's like playing with a number 9.
Yeah,
we were just so blessed with Bobby Firmino. He's a freak. He's a unicorn. They don't come along. Peter Beasley was a unicorn. These type of players come along every 30 years. Just be blessed that you've seen him playing with a number 9. You don't get a lot of touches.
Yeah, because really, Bobby wasn't a number 9. I remember people were like, "Why is he back in midfield? He should be up top." Because that's not, he was a false 9, and we don't have a false 9. We have an actual 9 now. No more.
Salah and Mane will come in. Yeah, that system worked in a unique way. It doesn't. It can only work with that player. That one player whole builds around that system. So the point coming at is it with the Isak, and I think Isak's getting some unnecessary stick in my opinion. And let me tell you why. I just don't think we're getting the ball early enough. When you're a number 9, you need the ball early into the box so we can make a run.
Because Isak, he keeps moving. When we're moving the ball around, if you go back and watch the Sunderland game, before he comes out, watch Isak, because I was like, where is Isak? He's constantly moving, trying to anticipate that cross so he can kind of get in between the two center backs or in front of him, whatever. That ball never comes. It just goes back the other way. It goes back the other way. And he talked about that in the press conference today in terms of the number of touches that everybody looks at. But I think, that's when I hate when media does that, because you would expect media to know the difference between a false 9 and an actual 9.
Yeah, of course, yeah. They don't.
That's why it's are you fucking serious? This is what you're asking, kind of thing.
We over egg sometimes how people have got in their job, and you're like, oh, they must be really smart. Yeah. No, they're not. They have no idea what they're talking about. Haaland's a great example. Haaland doesn't get many touches, but he scores goals. Because you know why? They get him the ball early in the box. Did you see his goal against fucking Fulham? Yeah. And his chances that he has against Fulham? Because you know why? Because they get the ball and cross it to him.
22 is what Haaland averages. He said Isak averaged 22 touches.
Yes,
when he was at Newcastle, he said in the press conference. He didn't know the number for Haaland's. I can't see it being a whole lot more, to be honest with you. And Chris is right. It's not just Isak. Nobody's taking that chance That's what I was talking about. And maybe he didn't like that, but you gotta be able to, you gotta threaten the defense. If I know that runner is never gonna be sent through, like it's so easy to defend. I would love to play defense against this team right now. It is so easy to defend. Like those runners are there, and there is nobody going through.
We are the easiest team in the world to play against. There's a part of this team, right, where I would rather go to whoever plays midfield this weekend. I'd rather you give the ball away 20 times passing forward. I genuinely, I'd just give the ball away. But if you're trying to pass it forward in between a line, no problem. I will not bollock you if you come off and your stats are you've had a 42% pass completion, right? I don't care. But if you walk off with a 98 pass completion and 100 of them are sideways, you won't play again. Because, my God, you've got to get the ball early and often into verts and into these. You've got to get the ball early to them. You can't keep doing it. Szoboszlai for the last 10 minutes against Sunderland, I don't know how much he did your edit, but his crossing, we're just going out for corners and throwing. His corner in the 90, he asked past the corner.
That's vintage too, right? Like every time it happens, you're like, this is the last chance. And it's like, boink.
He asked past the corner. And you're just like, this is where it comes back to leadership. And people mention, I know, people have been mentioning, we have a lot of international captains in the team. That's correct. We do. The leadership comes from sometimes leading by example. So Szoboszlai, 95th minute. You're going to say, I'm going to put quality into this box.
Yeah.
High-end quality. And you're not going to blame the cross into the box. What did you do? He gets the first man.
Yeah. In a horrible way, too. Like, it wasn't even like, oh, he missed the front post guy or something like that. It was like, oh, thanks, Dara. So it is 23 touches for him. Yeah, because he said he's like at 22 at Newcastle last year.
Yeah, so this is what it's like, lads, playing with the number 9. Look at Gyökeres at Arsenal. When he barely gets a kick of the ball. This is what a number 9 does. My point is, though, Tim, the instruction should be, the ball has to be in the box early and often. Has to be in the box. It doesn't matter what comes back the other way. Don't be afraid to lose the ball passing forward. Don't be afraid.
Is that because he's like afraid that we don't have the legs to win it back? Because we don't take those chances at all. And I honestly, I kept saying this all year last year. I don't think he cares if Trent leaves because I don't think he likes taking those chances. Whereas somebody has to. Like, you got to have, even if it's Wirtz, you know what I mean? Like, trust him to take those chances because that's what he's for. I mean, Thiago took those chances and sometimes it looked great. Sometimes, dude, where is that? But you got to try. It's like somebody is going to take the risk. Yes, you can play risk-free football, but it's very difficult to create doing that.
I like to call these type of balls, in which Henderson was fantastic at. We don't play a ball into space. Any space. Where you can just go. Henderson was very good. Everyone used to hate that little ball that's to the back post, right? But when Henderson played deeper, he had played that ball still to the right, and it was called I used to call the roll the dice ball. He's rolling the dice on Mane, winning his battle.
Yeah.
You roll the dice and go, if I put it there for you, I'm going to back my left winger to go out and muscle you, and we're going to be in a position where we can have a bit of space.
You know what the problem is? I'm probably not gonna, Mo is not gonna, usually because of the stature and everything, and doesn't have the speed. You don't have the top speeds that Mane had, and you don't have the physicality that Mane had with Gakpo. Gakpo is not gonna out-muscle you, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's also, who's the quickest player in the Liverpool team? I don't know.
Who's the quickest? Honestly, I would have said Gomez until I saw that tackle where he saw the yellow card. You know what I'm talking about? When he saw the yellow card, I was like, oh, it's Gomez. He'll get there. I was like, oh, fuck, he's not getting there. And then he just got the yellow card.
Who's our quickest player from midfielders and strikers? I don't know who our quickest player is. And that's bad, isn't it? Is he quick?
No, but I'm just saying out of all of them, I'm trying to pick the...
I don't know. And the reason, and then this comes back to a bigger argument. When you don't have outright pace, you can scare people. When they're petrified. So, for example, you're playing against Sunderland and they're playing in a block, and they know your pace can't hurt you. They can play as deep as they like. Yeah. They can play there because the pace isn't got nothing to worry about. Do you know what I mean? So that what also happens when you play against better sides like a Leeds, Leeds might do, they might just move their line 10 yards up.
Yeah.
Because they'll go, well, your pace isn't going to hurt me. We can get back, and actually we'll put more pressure on you here for us to go forward and attack.
I worry about this game tomorrow. Chiesa, you see him track back to save the game. No, I don't think he has the top speed either.
Oh, Chiesa? You think?
No.
If he's our quickest player, there's massive issues. There's more issues than that. Like Liverpool, that's why the links with Semenyo I think is interesting. Because it's the one thing Liverpool are missing is outright pace in the attack. We're the slowest team in the world.
And the physicality you're talking about. Like I would roll the dice and be like, go chase that ball, see if you get it.
Yeah, go and chase that ball for me.
Or if nothing else, put pressure on the back, see if he's
Trent was great at it. Trent, Henderson, Milner, we're all great at a little ball to the right wing or the left wing. Van Dijk was very good to the one to Salah. Van Dijk was brilliant to the one to Salah when Salah was in his thing. And go, we're going to roll the dice on that ball. Even if we don't get it, we could win a throw out there. Or otherwise, at least, we can push 15 yards forward because we played that ball over the top and we can push it. We haven't got an out ball. We don't have an out ball in our whole team.
Yeah, I mean, Dara says Frimpong is the quickest, but he's never around, so I didn't even consider him in the equation. I'm sure, like, he's the fastest we have right now, but in terms of players playing right now, Ekitike maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at this.
So Ekitike, okay, let's just say he is the fastest, and he plays in the number 9 role. I want my quick player on playing left wing, but he doesn't play him left wing. And we all want him to play him left wing. Everyone's like, just give me him left wing, and he's out down the middle, and let's just see. And he won't do it.
It's frustration days. I don't know. Like, I mean, do you expect? I mean, I'm not gonna do the full 11 over here. We're already over an hour, but do you expect something weird tomorrow or more of the same?
More of the same.
It's not from Bradley. I think we know Bradley's gonna.
Yeah, in terms of I'd say Bradley. I think Kanate probably plays. I think Gomez would be good for him to get a rest. I actually want Gomez at Inter away. I actually think it's a massive game because you're being bounced by PSV. Liverpool can do with a point at least, minimum point. I think if Liverpool lose, we're in a real tough spot to get top 8. I think Jones will start. And I think Gakpo starts. And I just want to see Ekitike left wing, and I want to see Isaac up front, and I want to see Florian Wirtz in the 10.
I think Gakpo starts because he did yank him early too, so he doesn't have as many minutes on the legs. I do think Jones starts for Mecca. I think he's not playing Mecca 3 times in the same week.
I'd love to see like Jones playing in the 2 6s in effect, or the 2 8s. I'd love to see Wirtz in the 10. That's like a dream of mine, but he's never going to do it. Because I just think sometimes Szoboszlai can be a hindrance in terms of his press. So sometimes when he's further back there, he can't really hear you that bad.
Yeah.
But when they're on the attack, you can trust Szoboszlai to win the ball back with his pace and his physicality there. When they beat Wirtz, you've got to get through that press.
That's fair. Yeah.
Szoboszlai can pick up the mess, basically.
This is all obviously based on telling Jones to stay put and not go anywhere, because that's a really unbalanced back, like, the double pivot over there in terms of what they're going to do.
What score do you think?
Score?
What's your prediction?
I hate to say it, but I'm thinking like a 2-2.
I think Liverpool will lose comfortably, 4-2.
Really?
I think Calvert-Lewin should be licking his lips to play against Kanate. If I was Calvert-Lewin, honestly, I'd be. Calvert-Lewin's brilliant, winning the ball back up the wins every header. Calvert-Lewin wins every header.
Yeah.
Kanate loves to engage in a battle. You'll get him booked on the first 15. Throw yourself down on the floor, and you're playing to his hands. And that's where they win the game.
He's giving you Everton flashbacks, isn't he?
Yeah, but he did it. Remember, he did it in a couple of games when they won 2-0 on the dice. He destroyed us. Yeah. He absolutely ruined them. He embarrassed them. And if I'm Calvert-Lewin, as I mentioned this last night, I'll be going to bed tonight on a bed of marshmallows.
I don't know if Calvert-Lewin can pull 2 games back to back. I guess is what I was thinking when I saw him playing against Chelsea.
Maybe that. And
they played the day after we did too. So 5-3. Hopefully, it's not the diluted part, Steve. But I do expect a lot of goals in that.
I'd love a 5-3.
More for us.
I'd love a 5-3. I love that Leeds are crap. Have you seen Liverpool?
Come on, Kevin.
Have you seen us? Absolutely.
Kevin, how the hell did you guys lose to United, man? I have to hear about that from Edip on Rival Bro.
Mate, I watched that game. They battered them first half as well.
Yeah. They should have put him away, and they didn't. That's what happens. But okay, well, that'll be it for us. As reckless as it can possibly get. It was supposed to be a short one, but when we start freaking like trying to dissect stuff, God knows it can go on for hours over here. So let's hope we're at least talking about a win come Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody. The good news is it's going to be out of the way Saturday early, so you can do whatever the hell you want with the rest of your weekend, one way or the other. But have a great weekend.
I'm going to Vegas Sunday, so I'm fine.
Oh, you are?
Me and Tim love a Vegas trip, don't we, Tim? We love a Vegas trip.
We got to do that sometime. We're going to do the get-together at Milwaukee, of all places, looks like, at this rate. Yeah. So that should be interesting. But we'll talk about that more. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care.